So now that Misfits 012 is less than 2 weeks away, I decided why not go over all the fights on the card and make a prediction on who I think is gonna win each one. Now I know I gave my prediction in this video, but I honestly didn't know who most of these people were, and now we got even more boxing footage to look at, meaning these predictions will actually be calculated. Starting things off in the bottom left, we got Ben Williams versus my 3rd grade music teacher. So if we look at Ben Williams' boxing record, you can see that he actually fought 2 times in the last year and won both fights before the final bell. Wait, what the hell? How did this man win this fight in round 0? Did he like shoot his opponent before the fight started or some shit? But if we look at the music teacher's boxing record, he's also 2-0, but both of his fights were professional, making the challenge more difficult. But I actually don't even know if you can say that, because if we look at his opponent's record, it's 0-9. So he lost. Then he lost again. Then he lost again. Then he lost. How? And another important point to make is that the music teacher's last fight was 5.5 years ago, so he's definitely rusty coming into this one. Now looking at some more recent boxing footage from Ben, you can definitely see he has big power and good defense, keeping his other hand up to protect any counter shots. And we can see the same power in his last fight where he landed this massive right hand to knock his opponent out. So Ben is definitely looking hard. I mean, he has a good stroke behind his punches, he is pretty long, and he has good girth behind his defense. Now if we compare this to one of his opponent's fights, he did get dropped here, which honestly looked more like a slip, but nonetheless came back with some heat a few minutes later, landing a big shot, making his opponent stumble across the ring. So overall, they both look pretty good, but because Ben's been way more active in boxing when compared to my music teacher, I'm gonna have to go with him by TKO or maybe points. Going over to the next fight, we have Most Wanted versus Joey Knight. Now I'm gonna be 100% honest, I have no idea who Joey Knight is and found 0 footage of him boxing. I mean, just look at this. You go on Google, you type Joey Knight. Who is this random 50? Bro, is this Greg Paul? What? Okay, what about this Twitter? Let's see. Bro, it's another 50-year-old. What the hell? Can someone please tell me who Joey Knight is in the comments? Like, I have no idea. What about this guy? Who the fuck? Now his opponent Most Wanted has also never boxed before, but he did post this clip on Twitter showing him throwing punches on the pads, and I don't even know how this man can see, but I guess I'll pick him to win on points because the other man's gone missing. Moving on to the 3rd fight, we've got SpiderMan versus DTG. So I don't know if Ashleyroxu is Ashleyroxu's son or something, but he's also never boxed before, so there's no footage we can actually look at, but he did post this on Twitter saying, New Year's Eve run, 3 weeks out, baby. Huh? So let's see what he posted. Bro, what? Did this man think he was taking a picture and accidentally made a video? What the hell was that? Looks like these guys are really promoting their fight well. But if we move on to his opponent DTG, he actually has some fights under his belt, being 1-1 while also having a TKO win in the 1st round. Now even though he at least has some experience, it was against Halal Ham, who is in everyone's top 10 worst YouTube boxers list, and also SX, who looked like this during the fight. But I'm still gonna have to pick DTG by TKO or maybe KO just because he at least fought under the bright lights, whereas SpiderMan never has. Like, if I was to ever box someone, I would 100% get nervous and get knocked out in 10 seconds. Going over to the next fight on the card, we have Small Spartan J versus Fox the G. Now this is the first fight I'm actually kind of excited about. Small Spartan J has a record of 4-0 and has shown his improvements in his last fight against Palia Reef, where he lunged forward and landed a massive left hand right on his chin and knocking him down and ultimately winning the fight. On the other hand, Fox the G is 2-0 with 1 win coming by TKO, which was actually posted on his YouTube channel, and in the entire fight, this man was basically dominating, throwing big shots, having good accuracy, but one weakness he has is guarding when throwing. I mean, His face is wide open for a counter shot, which his opponent could have thrown but just didn't and lost by TKO. But one more point I want to make is the height and reach difference. Spartan J is only 5'3" and only has a 65-inch reach, whereas Fox the G is 5'7" while having a 68-inch reach. So you might think Fox can just win this fight by simply using his jab and outreaching him, but we've seen in the pulley fight that Spartan J just lunges forward and knocks them down, so I'm honestly gonna have to pick Spartan J by TKO. Moving on to the only other fight I'm excited about, we have Ashleyroxu versus OJ Ros. Both of these fighters are 3-1 and both have shown crazy skills in their previous fights, which is why this one's tough to predict. If we look at Rose's last win, which was 3 months ago, you can definitely see he has big power and accuracy behind his punches, making Callum Lizard drop to the ground, but the one thing he is open to is counter punching. You can see here, I mean, the distance between his hands and his face is bigger than KSI's forehead. And if we look at Ashleyroxu's fight against Kenny, he again has power and accuracy, but he also has speed. I mean, those punches had velocity multiplied by force plus exertion divided by photosynthesis. What? They came fast. So obviously both fighters are really skilled, but I think Ashleyroxu will pull it through on points. Now I'm gonna take like 30 seconds to talk about these next two fights, starting off with Tristan versus not Logan Paul. Both fighters have never boxed before, but not Logan Paul actually has MMA experience, so I was gonna pick him to win this fight, but then I searched up his record and I saw this. What the hell? Oh my god. So firstly, what the hell was that record? And secondly, there's no way a Logan Paul impersonator wins a boxing fight, so I'm just gonna have to pick Tristan by first round KO. And then looking at Brook versus AJ Bunker, I mean, both of them throw punches like cats fighting, so don't be surprised if you see full offense, no defense the entire fight. Just because AJ Bunker is coming off a win and Brook is coming off a loss, I'll just pick AJ Bunker by points. But finally, moving on to the main event. We don't even know who it is. I mean, a few days ago, HS Tiki-Talkie apparently pulled out the fight, so I have no idea who the main event is, at least at the time of this recording. Some people thought it was gonna be the GOAT Chase Demore versus Minicon, but then Chase Demore tweeted confirming it's not gonna be him, so I have no idea. If the main event is still this fight, I'm gonna have to go with HS Tiki-Talkie by knockout, just because I know he's at a street fight against a pedophile and absolutely destroyed him, and this Tio guy does OnlyFans, which may come in handy just because he has experience pounding other people, but no. So these are my predictions for the Misfits 012 card. Comment down below who you think is gonna win each one, and make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to never miss future videos.
I almost called in Lickleman, my boy, to fight him.